Hello, wonderful beings. Hello, welcome to this live. Welcome to the 49th episode of Wheel of Wisdom. Before we begin the session, can someone confirm is my audio and video fine? Are you able to see and hear me fine? And I'm seeing some new faces here, some new beautiful faces here. So I would love to say hi and, love to know where you are, in which part of the world you are tuning in from. Hi Amit, namaste, namaste Amit, and thank you for the confirmation that the audio and video is fine. Thank you so much for that. Hi Susan, hi, welcome. So you are joining us from Vermont, US. Beautiful. Is this your first time, Susan? So are you joining us or are you joining this live, for the very first time? Because I think I don't recognize your name that much. Oh, okay. You were here once before. I'm happy that you decided to tune in again. I hope that you get, something really valuable out of today's session since you have decided to spend your time with all of us. Jazz says first time here. Hello, Jazz. What a wonderful name. And yeah, I'm so happy that this was going on your screen and you decided to tune in. And I really wish that, you receive that piece of wisdom or a guidance in relation to whatever is going on in your life from this life. Hello, Joanne. Hello. So Joanne is joining us. By the way, am I pronouncing your name right? Mhm. So, Joanne is joining us from Ireland, and it's Joanne's first time as well. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for deciding to tune in, for giving me your time. And I really hope that you get the best out of this session. Okay, we have a lot of new people here today. So I'm going to, give you an overview of how this goes, since there are a lot of new people joining us today. Caitlin, hello, Caitlin. Hi, welcome back. So happy to see you here again. So, Caitlin is joining us from Hudson Valley, New York, and she is one of the regulars, as well as she is a teacher. She's a teacher on Insight Timer, a fellow teacher. And yeah, she does these amazing lives where she does the crochet as well as talk, and it's always lovely to spend some time with her. So if you're interested in crocheting, in mindful crocheting, or just chit-chatting or getting to know Caitlin better, you can join her lives. I would highly recommend them. Okay, so coming to what happens in this life. Um, usually we start. You're welcome, Caitlin. You're so welcome. Usually we start with a meditation to open ourselves to receive the wisdom, to to be more receptive, to be more open, to get into that higher frequency so that we can receive that, higher guidance, we can receive that higher wisdom. So yeah, initially we do a meditation of about like 15 minutes approximately. And then what we do is that, so we have a wheel of wisdom, as the name of the slide. So on that wheel, there are some randomly, selected books. So the name of those books are there on that wheel. And we spin the wheel and and we let the universe, we let God, we let divine, we let, whatever it is, to choose a book for us to receive some wisdom from. And the thing is, universe, God, consciousness is always speaking to us. It is always sending us all these signs. But, in this space, this is a space to be more open, to be more in tuned with that message that wants to come through. And yeah, and the difference is just we are holding the space with love, with openness to receive all those messages. So we have that intention in our minds to receive that. So, and then, things goes from there. I would explain, when we go to that point. But for right now, Are you guys ready to begin with a meditation? Type ready in the comments if you are. Beautiful. Caitlin is ready. Susan is ready. Wonderful. Thank you, guys. So, so we have been doing these, chakra meditations since our last few lives. So we covered two chakras, that was root chakra and sacral chakra. And today, the one that we're going to move towards is Manipura chakra or solar plexus. So we're going to, the theme of this meditation is going to be around that. So having that said, let's begin. Begin by coming into a comfortable position, keeping your back straight and yet a little bit relaxed. Making sure that your head is in alignment with your spine. You can adjust your posture right now or anytime during the meditation. So, as you settle into this posture, allow your eyes to either close completely or you can just lower your gaze, looking downward at the floor in front of you. You can choose whichever alternative that feels comfortable for you. This is to limit any sort of visual distraction, turning your attention inward. Become aware of the point of contact between your body and the surface beneath you. Noticing where does your body touch the surface beneath you. Letting go of the weight of the body onto that surface. Allowing it to fully support you in this moment. Now, allow your attention to drift to your upper belly, the space, the space just above your navel. If you feel like, you can also rest your hands there. So, placing your hands on your upper belly, the space above your navel. And if you don't want to do so, you can simply allow your hands to rest in your lap or on your knees. So now becoming aware of this part within you, the space just above your navel. This is the place where your solar plexus chakra or Manipura chakra is located. This is your center of personal power. It governs your confidence, willpower, self esteem, and ability to take aligned action. When it is blocked, you might feel insecure, passive, or unsure of your direction. When it is overactive, you may feel controlling, easily frustrated, or you might notice perfectionistic tendencies acting up. When this chakra is balanced, then you feel motivated, decisive, and worthy. This meditation is designed to help you bring harmony to this energy center. So visualize a golden yellow flame glowing in your upper abdomen, just above your navel. As you imagine it, do not think of it like a flare in anger, and neither does this flame shrink in fear. This flame burns steadily, lighting your path from within. With each breath, see this light expanding, filling your whole torso, your arms, your heart. This light is expanding more and more, even filling your mind. In a moment from now, we are going to chant the Bij mantra. So, as we breathe in, we are going to fill our lungs with air. And as we breathe out, we are going to chant the seed sound of the solar plexus chakra, which is rum, RAM, rum. With each repetition of rum, visualize your inner fire growing brighter, not wild, but steady and radiant. So, taking a breath in and exhale. Rum. Ram. Ram. Feeling the vibrations in your solar plexus chakra. With each repetition, let this mantra burn away doubt, fear, and self judgment, inviting instead clarity, confidence, and direction. So let's begin the chanting. Feel free to either repeat silently in your mind or out loud. Inhale, rum, 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 As you feel the heat of this golden flame, energizing and empowering you, feel free to repeat after me, tapping into this energy and these vibrations. I am confident and capable. My worth is intrinsic. I don't need to prove it. I release the need to control everything. I am the author of my own life story. I am guided by clarity, not fear. I trust myself to take aligned, courageous action. Letting these words sink in, noticing how do you feel just above your navel, being aware of any energy or vibrations or any other change in this part of you. Now allow your awareness to spread to your whole body, noticing the effects of this meditation. Taking a deep breath in to soak in the effects of this meditation. And with the exhale, allowing yourself to come back, coming back to your body by wiggling your toes and your fingers, and finally coming back to your surroundings by gently opening your eyes, connecting back with the environment around you. Thank you for showing up for yourself. If you feel like you can stretch your body, move your body, or hydrate yourself, whatever you need. So I see some new people have joined while we were meditating. So to all of you who have just joined, I want to say welcome. Welcome to this live. And if you join towards the end, then you can still, access the meditations. So this is all getting recorded. I will share later on that how you can access the replay. But for now, I want to let you know that this was just one part of this live, and there is a lot more in this live coming up. But before we tune into the guidance, into the wisdom itself, I would invite anyone who feel to call, who feel called to share their experience of the meditation in the comments. I would love to hear about it. And if you don't feel like typing, you can always just, press the heart to let me know that the meditation resonated with you. Hola, Bella. Welcome. Welcome. I'm so happy that you joined, I think, before the start of the chanting. And yeah, she's sending a reminder to drink water. So I drink a lot of water during the live. So you can use that as a cue to remind yourself to hydrate, yourself to complete your daily quota of drinking water. Bella says, Bella says, amazing as always, Anisha. So glad I was able to catch the meditation. Yeah, me too. And thank you. I'm glad that, you like the meditation. And thank you so much for all the hearts. I see you guys and I appreciate that. Appreciate, all of this love. Okay. So, hmm, let's move on to the next part. Beck says, I feel clearer and more flow in that area now. This was my first time doing this. Is that a typical thing to happen? Yeah, every experience makes sense given what, because our energy systems and our bodies are way too complex. And I'm glad that, you are feeling more clear because that was exactly this was about, clarity. So, one of the things that this chakra represents is clarity, direction. And yeah, maybe you're experiencing more flow of this energy, allowing the chakra to be open, to be more balanced. So I'm happy to hear that, that was your experience, Pick. Thank you for sharing that with us. So, guys, let's move on to the wheel now, the wheel of wisdom, which is this. But before we do so, I invite you to take a moment to think, to bring to your mind what is it that you would like to receive some guidance on today. Um, thank you so much for all the hearts. I so appreciate it. I'm glad that, some part of this live is resonating with you. So, yeah, so you can either, affirm in your mind that I'm open to general guidance that just, Bella did. So, yeah, just receiving guidance for today or for this week. Or you can set a specific, intention, like Declare it to the universe, declare it to the consciousness that I would like some clarity on this, some guidance on this, some wisdom on this, some, direction in this particular area of my life. So, yeah, you can do that as well. So, once you are done bringing something to your mind that you would like to receive some guidance on, you can type in the comments, done. So I know that, there's enough time for you and you have thought of something. Okay, Joanne says general guidance, general guidelines. Okay, let's see what comes up for you, Joanne. Wow, this is just making my heart so happy to see all of these, hearts flowing in, to see all of this love. I so appreciate that. Yeah, Bella, drink some water, hydrate yourself. Especially sometimes when we do, meditations or specific kind of meditations, it's usually recommended to drink more water. Um, yeah, and also it's summer. Okay, so are you guys done? Have you brought something to your mind that you would like to receive some guidance on today so that we can begin spinning the wheel and, see what wants to come through today, what wisdom wants to touch us today? Mm-hmm. Okay. Beck would like some clarity on where I should move. Mm-hmm. I hope that you receive that clarity, that direction. Okay, so should we spin? Should we begin? Okay, Bella says yes. Okay, let's begin. Since no one's saying no, so yeah, let's spin the wheel. So, keeping that thing in your mind that you would like to receive some guidance on today, and let's see what wants to come through for us today. Okay, so the book for us today is Out of Mind by Alan Watts. I love the title of this book. It is when we are out of minds, then we can tune into that higher wisdom, tune into that, beingness and all of that. So, yeah. Bella says, good book. Yes, yes, it is. Let's see, what wisdom wants to come through from this book today. Hmm. So these are my notes and what I'm going to do now. So as I was reading this book, and many of the other books, I noted down the, powerful insights or any transformational practices mentioned in these books. So what I do is anyone who is joining for the first time, what I do now is that I set an intention for all of us. I close my eyes and tune into my intuition as I scroll through the pages of this book with my eyes closed until I feel like, yeah, this is the section I need to stop. This is something that everyone present here needs to hear. So, yeah, that's what we do. And then we, read that particular piece of wisdom because I believe that ever since, I have started creating things, I have realized that, when certain things or certain ideas or inspiration came to me, it it literally felt out of mind, it literally felt like it is not coming from my mind, it just dropped into my mind. So that has been my experience, which is what inspired me to do this particular, series. And you guys are attending the 49th episode of this series. So, yeah, so this made me realize that, all of these books that have been written and all of these books have been so helpful in my own journey of transformation. So there is so much wisdom, and it's not just originated from the minds of that author, who wrote that book, but it just came from something beyond. So this is a space to tap into that. And, these books are you guys or what came to me after reading these books. Anything can be source of that wisdom because the universe, the God, the consciousness is always speaking to us. And we just need to be more open, to be more receptive, to be able to listen to that. So that was kind of my reasoning for doing all of this. And yeah, now we are going to tap into that wisdom. May the fog in your minds get lifted after we receive the wisdom from this book, and may that piece of wisdom bring some ease and love into your life. Okay, let's see. The author says we can also talk about the web of life in terms of magnification. For example, if you examine a piece of embroidery, you will find it to be an ordered and beautiful object. But if you look at the same object under a microscope, it will appear to be a hopeless tangle of messy threads. But if you zoom in with greater magnification to examine an individual thread, you will find you will find fantastic order in the most gorgeous designs of molecules. Then, if you keep turning up the magnification, you will find chaos again. Do it again, and you will see marvelous order. In this way, order and randomness constitute the warp, and the woof. We wouldn't know what order was unless we experienced mess. Wow, two beautiful messages from this paragraph. The coexistence of the dichotomy and explaining that. I love that metaphor, explaining that how one is within the the other, and then highlighting that point that one cannot exist without the other. Caitlin says, that analogy and the image is screaming to my heart. Exactly, Caitlin. Yeah, that was what my experience was, as I was reading that. It was like literally a picture, a recording of, the magnification and the wonder and everything happening as I was reading that. Bella says, absolutely, Caitlin, right on. Exactly. So there is one more paragraph, kind of expanding onto this particular thing that we wouldn't know what order was unless we experienced messes. The author further says, the old riddle, if a tree crashes in a forest and there is nobody there to hear it, does it make a sound? Well, sound requires an eardrum and a nervous system behind the eardrum. We can say that when the tree falls, it makes the air vibrate. And if there is anyone around with an ear and an appropriate nervous system, there will be a sound because sound is a relationship between motion and air and ears. If there is nobody around, the tree falling will make a vibration, but it won't make any sound. So there is this, very famous thinking question, I think. I don't remember what we call these, but yeah, that if a tree falls and there is no one to experience that, did the tree really fall? Did the tree really made a sound? So this highlights, the relationship of the subject and the object. So in order to experience everything, there's all of it happening around us, right? There is a lot happening around us. And there is this thing with our brains that it only focuses on certain part of information. It cannot take everything in. So we are definitely missing certain parts of, a situation. So we never have like a 360-degree perspective of a situation, and we miss out on so much. And we just have a limited perspective of a situation. We experience just a part of it. And I don't know, I just felt called to share that. Hmm. But the point being of this paragraph of the previous paragraph is, I was reading another book which comes to my mind that all of this was created so that God or whatever you believe in can experience itself, you know, can ex- because there was nothing but it. You can call it consciousness, you can call it awareness, divine, God, whatever it is. Initially there was nothing but it. And in the absence of nothing except it cannot experience itself. So it divided itself and a part of itself so that it or the divine can experience itself, can experience the divinity, the blissfulness, all the different versions, can experience everything and, all the vibrancy, all that love, whatever it is, so that it can experience itself. And we are here to experience ourselves. We are here to experience the greatest, the grandest vision of the greatest version of ourselves. We can be anyone, we can experience ourselves as anyone. And and that is why the extremes exist, so that we know without the other we cannot know this, um without the darkness we cannot we cannot know light. Without the sadness we cannot know happiness. So, in order to experience happiness, the sadness needed to be existed. In order to experience the light, the darkness need to be, exist, because if there was everything was just light, then how would light know itself? There would be nothing known as light, light wouldn't make sense. Um, this is reminding me of one kind of story or something that I heard or read, I don't know. But before that, let's go to the comments. Beck says, wow, that's a beautiful thought. Yeah, and that's the power of thinking. We can think anything that we like. We can, and there's a part of us that knows that anything, the reality, the ultimate reality is beyond what we could ever imagine or think. Bella says, I agree, Beck. That's right. Wow. Prasanna says, Anisha speaks and stillness flows, a guiding light where silence grows. Oh my God, this is kind of like a poem. She draws us in beyond the mind to depths where the truth and calm we find. Oh my God, that is so beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow, that really touched my heart, Prasanna. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of this one. I want to remind myself, you know, of all of this love and yeah, of this beautiful, pairing of words that you came up with. Wow, you are so talented. Okay, yeah, and I'm going to read that when I'm feeling low. So I do that often. Bella says, that's beautiful, Prasanna. Yeah, isn't it? Louis says, beautiful. Yeah. Hello, Louis. Welcome. Welcome back to the live. Um, hmm. I was remembering a story. I don't remember like the whole one. This is my problem. I don't remember the whole stories, and neither like I'm very good at telling them. But okay, there was this story of two fishes who who lived in an ocean, and there was like a very young fish, and there was a very older and a wiser fish. And I'm forgetting the story. I shouldn't start one if I don't remember one. Um, hmm. Okay, give me a moment if I can remember it. Yeah, okay. So the younger one asked that I have heard a lot about, water. What is this water? I really want to, see it, experience it, and everything. And I have heard so much about it, It carries this freshness and all of this, beautiful qualities it has. So the younger fish asked this to the older, wiser fish. And the wiser fish answers that you don't really know about it. You are in it. And the fish asks the younger fish is so confused. She says, but this is the ocean. Isn't it the ocean? We have all these coral reefs and all these fishes, and isn't it the ocean? The younger fish says, yes, it is. And it is also water. I'm going to leave you with that. Okay, Bella says, wow. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe, what we are seeking, we already have and we don't know. Okay, let's move on to the second reading. Yeah, Bella says that's right. We just don't know. Exactly. It's not something, we need to seek, we need to achieve, we need to be worthy of it by doing something. It's what we had all along, and we never realized. We just needed to remember, remember with that, with the divine, because we are still it. We are still the individuation of that. We just don't know. Okay, so Shayla says, what you seek seeks you. Mm-hmm, exactly. Okay, so now I want to ask you, would you like me to read another set of lines from the same book, or should we spin the wheel again and choose a different book? So you guys can vote in the comments. And if you guys are enjoying this live, if you are finding some value from this live and, you would like to support me in doing these lives day after day, or in, keep going, keep on my other free offerings going, which I would like, just mention in a while, then you can support me. You can support my work, my journey by making a donation. You might see a button here or maybe down since the interface has changed. So you might see a button on the right side at the top or the bottom in case you feel, called to make a donation of any amount that that feels right for you. Bella says, spin the wheel. Mm-hmm. Okay. And other people, any votes from you guys? Should we spin the wheel or should we read another piece of line, another piece of wisdom from this book? Okay. Louis is asking the name of the book. The name of the book is Out of Mind by Alan Watts. Okay, so since Bella mentioned spin the wheel, let's spin and see, what wants to come through. Prasanna writes, appreciation. Thank you, Anisha, for being a gentle beacon of peace. Your presence brings clarity and your guidance helps us connect with the quiet strength that lives within. Thank you so much, Prasanna. I'm glad that the space is helping you turn inwards and find that strength, that peace, that clarity, and everything that you need within yourself. Thank you so much for all these kind words. I appreciate them. Louis says spin the wheel. Okay, since we have two words for spinning the wheel, let's spin it and see. This is, I don't know, this is very surprising and magical that since our last two lives, this book has been coming up at least once. At least one of the book have been this one in the last life and the life before that for some reason. And here are like 31 books on this wheel, but still this one keeps on coming up for some reason. So yeah, I'm like really excited to see what wants to come through from this beautiful book. Bella says, "What's going on this book?" Lol. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is some piece of wisdom because the thing with this book is that even though, okay, Sarah asked the title. Yeah, it might be inverted for you. So the name of the book is The Self-Acceptance Project by Tammy Simon. So, yeah, the thing with this book is, I think Tammy Simon, he or she, I don't know, but kind of brought all the book in one place, but each chapter has been written by a different author. So maybe, yeah, it does kind of make sense in a way that something wants to come through from this book. And in the previous two times, I usually asked you guys, to choose a number. But maybe I get a feeling that today I should tune into my own intuition instead of asking you to tune into yours. You're welcome, Sarah. And yeah, choose something for all of us. Just a second. Hmm. Bella says, cool, let's see. Yeah, let's see. May whatever comes up from this reading brings a smile on your face and warmth in your heart so that you can be more open to life, to see the kindness of life. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Let's see what came up. So, the title of this chapter that came up for us is Disempowering Our Inner Critic. And this chapter has been written by Robert Augustus Masters. So it has kind of a practical mm, suggestion for all of us to deal with the inner critic. So the author says, when your inner critic kicks in, what's immediately helpful is to name it as such. For example, my inner critic is here. Or you can give that inner critic a name, so an imaginary name, and name that. So, for example, if so, my inner critic's name is Diana. So, I'm going to say, okay, Diana is here. So, yeah, so you can either name your inner critic or just call it inner critic. And whenever you notice that it is being triggered, you're being critical of yourself, then say in your mind or even out loud if you're alone that My inner critic is here. First step. Second step, then take a few deep breaths, softening your belly, distancing yourself from your inner critic's pronouncements, and observe its actual energy as opposed to its contents and messages, and the resulting feelings that arise. So, the author here asks us to shift our focus from the thoughts to the feeling aspect, to the energetics, to the sensations, rather than being entangled in what the inner critic is saying. So, we are not going to argue with it here. We are going to tune into the feeling sense of that. Notice that the content of what your inner critic is saying, whatever its factual accuracy, is heartless, unkind, something cruel, and always shaming. So, because what we don't want to engage with it because we know that in a way it is not going to serve us because like there are these three questions that we ask our thoughts. The first question is whatever thought we have, we can, ask our mind these questions about our thought to know that, whether this thought is actually serving us or not. That is it really true? Whatever your mind is saying, is the thought true? Is it kind? Is it helpful? So we can ask ourselves these three questions. And being kind is one of that, whatever the inner critic is saying, even if it is true, it is always going to be unkind. It is always going to be coming in a harsh manner, in a condescending manner, in some kind of like in a manner that is not so kind. And I'm not thinking, I'm not able to think of adjectives, but yeah. Hmm. So if we hear an internal voice that lacks compassion, that lacks heart, we need not take its content seriously. And you might be like, but my inner critic is trying to all of whatever that critic is saying is true, and by suppressing it, it is not helping me. So here we are not suppressing it. We are seeing clearly through it. We are seeing that whatever it is saying is unkind. It is not saying that in a compassionate manner. And when the dialogue is that, then there are more chances that if you listen to the content, you're more likely to feel even more low and either go down the spiral, or maybe you would feel motivated for a while and you would do that, but later on again that would come knocking at your doors, and you're going to go to the low road. So that is a pattern that goes on happening, and that is why self criticism is not according to research, self criticism is not the way to go if you want to change yourself, change anything about yourself. The alternative that works is self compassion, and it is not being soft. It is not just being soft, it includes a lot of many things rather than just being soft. But for now, dealing with the inner critic, the first thing is to name it. So it's kind of like, it is a darkness monster and it is creeping within us. It is saying things out loud, and there is all this darkness and it is scary, and all of that. And then we shine a light of our awareness on it, and we see that it was just a teeny tiny monster. We thought it of it as a very large monster. So yeah, so and that is the effect of it, if I explain through metaphors, that is the effect of shining the light of your awareness, that you see your awareness has so much power that if you just name it, this is the first step to detach from it, to see yourself that I am here, and by shining the light of awareness on that, this is here, and then you can name it. Okay, here's my inner critic. And then do not get entangled in in whatever it is saying. If whatever it is saying is unkind, directly go to the feeling aspect, that, what I'm feeling as a result of it. Whatever it is saying, what I'm feeling as a result of it. Or maybe what is my inner critic feeling. Either way. So go into the feeling. And then once you tune into the feeling, the compassion will come naturally. Once you notice the suffering that you are in, that compassion will come and it will dissolve all that suffering, even though that is not our intention. Our intention is just to hold that suffering in love. But that is a very pleasant side effect, that it dissolves on its own, because the feelings, when we notice those feelings, those difficult feelings, which we don't want to, but they are just energy and they will rise and they will dissolve on its own if we just give it enough time, without, if we don't, what do we say, if we don't keep on putting the wood into the fire. So if we do not keep on doing that by our thoughts, by getting entangled in the content of our thoughts, then it is going to dissolve on its own. And yeah, so that was the suggestion of the author to deal with the inner critic. I hope that, this was helpful and maybe you would apply this. And whenever you notice yourself, whenever you notice that there is an unkind dialogue going in your head, that is the time to apply it. So I guess, yeah, that's it for this particular live. But I have a few announcements to make, especially for like any women who is joining us for the first time. So, I I want to ask all the women present here, that are you guys interested in a gifted session with me? So, I have recently started a free 1 hour coaching session to, to all the women that attend my live. So, I offer that gift. So, I'm interested in knowing that. Would you be interested in that session? Would you like to have a powerful conversation with me? I do see like there are a lot of the familiar faces here and very, very few new ones right now active. So yeah, I might not receive an answer right now. But yeah, but if you're interested in that, if you would like to, get a free 1 hour coaching session with me, then all you have to do is to message me on Insight Timer that Anisha, I'm interested in, a complimentary session with you. And the way to message me is, let me show you in case anyone is interested, or in case anyone see the recording later, which I will tell you in a moment how you can access if you have joined late, if you missed anything. So, um, how you can message me is you can go to my profile, which is Anisha Maheshwari on Insight Timer. And if you are following me, then the follow button would have converted into donate button, and above it, three dot appears. So click on the three dots and go to message teacher. And here you can message me that Anisha, I'm interested in that free 1 hour coaching session with you. And I would be so much happy to, be able to guide you on your journey. And I can promise you one thing, that you're going to leave with at least one powerful insight from that session, because that has been the case with every single woman that I've worked with so far. So, yeah, I can promise you that. Sheila says, I would love a complimentary session. I am in need of healing. Sure, Sheila, you can message me on Insight Timer. Um, okay. Another announcements. Okay. So the next thing is that this is getting recorded. So the whole video is getting recorded. If you missed the meditation, if you missed any part of it, or if you would like to access the previous meditations in this Wheel of Wisdom series, because what I have done is that I have created a playlist. So I number every single live of mine. And what I do is that why I have created a playlist is because I want you guys to, have that support, have that guidance, even when I'm not going live. So, what you can do is that whenever you need guidance and I'm not going live, you can go to that playlist and this is the 49th session. So you can choose a number between 1 to 49. Just connect with your intuition and just trust it, whatever number comes up. And yeah, this way you can, build your connection with your own intuition, own inner wisdom, and then, watch that particular video, open that video, and know that that is the message that want to come through. So that is, that is why I created the playlist. So where you can access all of these replays is again, you can go to my profile, go to the about section on my profile, scroll all the way down, and you will see a link tree. So you will see this link tree at the bottom here. And yeah, once you click on the link tree, you would see a Wheel of Wisdom replay option. So you can click on that and you will access all the recordings here. I think just a second. Yeah, here. It is difficult to see inverted. Yeah, so you can do that. And also, it does take time to upload these videos on my channel, so it takes like 1 hour after each live for the video to be uploaded on the channel. But in the meantime, if you would like an immediate access to the readings that we have done, the name of the books, or if you are interested in knowing what kind of a meditation that we did and all of that, then you can join my community on Insight Timer. The name of the community is Wonderful Beings. So you can either search for that or you can go to my profile, scroll all the way down, and you will see Wonderful Beings written there, and you can join that. So after each live, I post a summary there, so you don't miss on anything. And I also update. I also post any update regarding any tracks I'm releasing, or if my live is going to be cancelled for some reason, which rarely happens. But yeah, that is the place to connect. Lisa says, "This is my first time being present with you, Anisha. It is lovely to hear the wisdom you are sharing. Thank you for sharing. I wish you infinite blessings and bliss. Namaste." Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. I'm glad that you tuned in, and I'm hoping to see in the future lives as well. By the way, day after tomorrow, we are celebrating the 50th episode of Wheel of Wisdom. So, yeah, we started this year in January and we have already completed 50 lives, sorry. Yeah, 50 lives of Wheel of Wisdom, which make me so happy because, yeah, this grew on me, and I now love to be in the space and I love to be with you guys, and you guys are so sweet. You shower with me with so much love, and yeah, I'm so grateful for each and every one of you, for your presence, for your hearts, for your comments, for anything that you share. It's always lovely. So thank you, Lisa, for that comment. And I surely hope to see all of you guys, not only Lisa, but everyone else also in that, celebration. I would love to have you guys. Um, yeah, and what else is left? So, by the way, I also have this track that was released in this week. So what I'm doing is that in every Wheel of Wisdom series, we have done at least one meditation. And I have now, I guess, 60 meditations or so recorded, and now I'm publishing them one by one. Right now, two meditations comes every week, But I'm going to like reduce the frequency so you can take your time to explore that meditation, as many times as you need before moving on. So, yeah, this was the meditation that came up this week. And if you're interested, I would also mention this in my group. So you can just tap and, tune into this particular meditation. The name of this meditation is For When You Have Been Too Hard on Yourself. So, yeah, you can check this one out if you're interested, and all the other meditations. So, if you scroll down, you will see all the I have like created a playlist here of all the other meditations in this Wheel of Wisdom that has been released. So, yeah, you can check that out if you're interested. And by the way, below it, you can find like at the bottom of my page, you can find that group, Wonderful Beings. So, I had such a lovely time with you guys. And again, if you find this session helpful in any manner, and if you would like to support me, if you feel called to support me in any of my free offerings, whether it is doing these lives day after day or the complimentary sessions that I give out. So if you would like to support me, you can make a donation. You might see a button somewhere here, or you might see a button somewhere here. I'm not sure right now because the Insight Timer had an update. So, yeah, you can check that out. And if you feel called to, you can share any amount that you wish to. So, that's it. I guess that's it for today's session. And I wish that something beautiful happens to you in the next 24 hours that fills your heart with joy. Namaste. Caitlin says, Thank you so much, Anisha. Oh, goodness, what a lovely send off. Yeah, I see some other teacher do a variation of that. And I so loved it that I really wanted to accommodate that in my own life with her permission. So yeah, thank you for, mentioning that. I'm glad that that resonated with you, Caitlin. And I'm going to see you all day after tomorrow. You can follow me to get notified about the next live or any of the tracks that get published. So bye bye. Take care.